All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we go to develop a formula. Unit 8, Lesson 6. What is the volume of this rectangular prism? Okay, well, we can just really quickly write our measurements, right? Let's use our red. How long is it? 3 units. How wide was it? 4 units. And how tall was it, or what's the height? 3 units. So what's 3 times 4 times 3? That's 12 times 3, 36. So the volume is 36 units cubed. How do you find the area of a rectangle? Let's answer that question. Length times width. How do you find the volume of a rectangular prism? Length times width times height. How is finding volume different from finding area? They're really similar until you get to that third one. So how is it different? Volume has a height measurement to include. Write a formula for finding the volume of any rectangular prism. Length times width times height. Okay, number 6. This ice cube is shaped like a cube. Its edge lengths are 2 centimeters. What is the volume of this ice cube? So it's saying that one of these edges is 2 centimeters. That means they all are, right? How do you find the volume of a cube? Well, it would still be length times width times height. But because a cube has the same measurement, 2 times 2 times 2. So one formula could be still. And another formula, this is going to be super cool. So the volume of a cube can be this. See if you can figure out what this means. S cubed, or S to the third power. What do you think S stands for? I'll give you a hint. Rhymes with ride. It stands for side. Because all the side measurements are the exact same, you can just do side times side times side, which is side to the third power, or side 3 times. So the volume of a cube is just side cubed. Side times side times side. Pretty cool. Okay, number 7. Find an unknown edge. Raoul is building a planter in the shape of a rectangular prism. Oh, it's beautiful. Which of those flowers do you think is Miss Fisher's favorite? I'll give you a hint. Oh, I don't know if my favorite flower is for sure in there, but it's a Gerber daisy. This orange and yellow one might be a Gerber daisy. Same with this pink one right here. Fun fact about Miss Fisher. Favorite flower is a Gerber daisy. All right. Raoul is building a planter in the shape of a rectangular prism. It has a length of 4 and a height of 2. Okay. So I know the length is 4. I know the height, how tall it is 2. It says, how wide, we're looking for the width. How wide should it be to hold 24 cubic feet of soil? So how wide should it be if they want it to equal 24? Explain how you find your answer. Okay, well, let's think about this. If I know that the volume equals length times width times height, and I know that the measurement must be, the length is 4, I don't know the width, so I'm going to leave a question mark or a blank line, and I know the height is 2. And I know that the volume is 24 because it says hold inside 24 cubic feet of soil. So I know that it has to be 24 equals 4 times something times 2. What process would you do here? You're trying to find the missing piece. Well, I would find the missing measurement. By multiplying what you know first. So what I know here is that I have a 4 times 2 equals 8. Then, how did I get, oops, I didn't write did. How did I get from 8 to 24? Ask yourself that question. How did I get from 8 to 24? I times by 3. So 3 has to be the missing piece. So the question is, how wide should it be? It should be 3 feet wide. And then I just did all of my explanation right there at the bottom. Pretty awesome. Turn the page. We're now looking at page 330, and this page is super interesting. This page we're going to use quite a bit of. So right now what I want us to do, I actually really like find an unknown edge. I want you to carefully cut that out right now, leaving the title, find an unknown edge, and number 7. But you don't need all the text at the bottom. So this is kind of what I'm thinking you should have. Even cut out this extra space. This is what I have as a piece right now. I'm going to save that for later. And I'm going to flip the rest of this page that I have my name on. I'm going to flip it over to page 330. Just so I can see what I have left to work with. Okay. That's perfect. We are going to be doing numbers 8 through 14. So keep number 14, that blue line. But then we're going to cut out all of these instructions with the word practice. We're going to keep that word. Here's what I've got. I kept the word practice with the instructions. I have all the way from 8 to 14. And then I have this number 7 from the other page. Do you have all that? Okay. Save number 7 and let's just work on this little page. Here we go. Write a numerical expression for the volume. Then calculate the volume. So the expression is just what you're doing to get there. So the expression would be length times width times height. 2 times 4 times 3. I actually think I want you to put feet. Two feet times 4 feet times 3 feet. And what would the volume be? 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So the volume is 24 feet cubed. This time let's leave off the measurements. Let's just write the numbers. So the length, width, and height. 2 times 5 times 6. What would the volume be? What's 2 times 5? And what's that times 6? Inches cubed. What about this one? The expression would be 5 times 10 times 5. Length, width, height. Well, 5 times 10 is 50, and 50 times 5 would be 25 with a 0. And it's centimeters cubed, or you could say cubic centimeters. That's pretty easy. Okay. Oh, you know what we didn't do? It's my favorite thing. We didn't do it. We did not use the colors. Go back and do the colors. You really need to be able to understand where the length, width, and height are and how to multiply them together. I mean, we've been doing this for 3 lessons now, so you should get it. If not, please come talk to me, or when we're meeting with groups, please let me know. We can get you some extra help. Okay. Number 11, 12, and 11, oh my goodness. Numbers 11, 12, and 13 are super important. This is kind of going to be what your assignment is like, so I'd be paying really close attention at this point. You ready? Okay, number 11. Here's the volume, 120 cubic meters. Here's the length, 4 meters. I don't know the width, but I know the height is 5. So this is like this planter box problem. You have a missing number. In fact, it's the width that you're missing. You are missing the width. So here's how I do this. It's so easy. I just go, okay, well, 4 times 5 would be 20. And how do I get, watch this, how do I get from 20 to 120? So you actually use division, right? Pretty interesting. So how many times will it take 20 to get to 120? I could count by 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. It's 6. Or I could have just gone, well, what's 12 divided by 2? Well, that's a 6. But then there were 2 zeros. That doesn't mean I add 2 zeros. If I'm dividing, it means that that 0 takes away that 0. So it's 6. The width is 6 meters. Don't put meters cubed. You're finding the missing piece. Okay, what color should we use on number 12? Red, because that's the color that's missing. So underline the length in red and figure it out. Show the bracket. What do you know? How do you get from 12 to 120? 12 goes into 12 one time with a 0. It's 10 inches. This is just the best. Oh, this time we don't use the color because they're looking for the volume. Okay, well, I can do 42 times 7 or 49 times 6. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to do 42 times 7. And this time it is cubed because it's the actual answer. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. All right, number 14. Write an equation, then solve. A box shaped like a rectangular prism is 2 meters long. Everybody underline that in red. 2 meters wide. Everyone underline that in yellow. And a height of 3 meters. Oh, they gave us all 3 measurements. I was hoping it would be harder, and we're missing some measurements. It's not hard at all. What is the volume of the box? The volume of the box is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. That was super easy. I can't believe that. Okay. You now need your journal back. What we did earlier in the last video was all of these problems where we were finding the base first, or the area first, then timesing it. We then practice what to do if you're missing a piece, how to go about that. You can say, how did I get from here to here? Or you can use division. And then we did all of these practice problems. So we have a lot going on, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to put this one, I don't know, you're going to have to just fit both of these up. I actually think what's going to end up happening for mine is that number 7, oh no, it'll work. I just have to trim off a little more from the side over here. So go ahead and put number 7 above, and then fit 8 through 14. Remember not to cover any of the holes. You're going to get that taped in your journal as well. Or glued in, whichever is easiest for you. So we have just done a bunch of this type of practice. I really think by this point you understand volume, and I think you're ready to move on. So we will be moving on tomorrow's math lesson. Exciting stuff. When you get your homework paper for today, It's homework and remembering 8.6. Make sure you're being really careful. Remember what you write for expression. You just use the numbers. And then you're going to have to find some missing pieces. I think the story problems are pretty cool. I really love number 9, and I want to do that one with you in a minute, but I'm just checking the remembering side really quickly. Oh, you got this. Adding and subtracting decimals. Do you know the button man, the button man, the button man? Do you know the button man? He lines the decimals up. You gotta line them up. Okay? We're not doing stretch or thinking. You can cross that out. You can do the remembering, you'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and look at number 9, and then we will be done. So you can put your journal away unless you want to leave it out to see if it helps you later. Hint, hint. You're going to turn in those little tickets into the math basket, and then we are going to look at number 9 together. And then we're done. Number 9. Ray's aquarium is 20 inches long. Use red. 20 inches wide. And has a height of 15 inches. Let's stop right there. Let's find the volume for Ray. Off to the side. Ray is 20 times 20 times 15. Well, 20 times 20 is 400. And you got to times that by 15. So 400 times 5 was 2,000. 0, 0, 20. 0 for place value. Done with the 5. Then it's going to be 400 times 1, which is 400. But really it was by 10, right? So anyway. So it's 6,000. So Ray's volume is 6,000 inches cubed. That was Ray. Randall's aquarium, oh, we got somebody else, is 40 inches long, 12 inches wide, and has a height of 12. And then it says whose aquarium has a greater volume. So you got to find both of them, compare, and then it says by how much. Pretty interesting. So let's do Randall over here. Randall is 40 by 12 by 12. Randall is 40 times 12 times 12. Well, I'm just going to do 12 times 12 first, which is 144. So then I'm going to go, okay, 144 times 40. And really, I'm not going to do it by 40. I'm just going to do it by 4 and add a 0 right now. Because that's something you can mental math do. Instead of timesing by 40, just times by 4 and put a 0 in the answer right now. Pretty cool. Make sure you did that right. 4 times 4 is 16, then 17, then 5, plus a 0. So it's 5,760 inches cubed is Randall. I didn't write his name. Sorry, Randall. Okay. So Randall's is 5,760. Ray's is 6,000. So whose aquarium has the greater volume? Ray's. Ray's has the greater volume. But then it says, by how much? Ooh. How are you going to solve that question? You're going to have to use subtraction to find it. So you have to do 6,000 minus 5,760. You might think you know how to do the mental math on this one, but I would love to see your subtraction work to make sure you understand how to subtract when it's dealing with zeros. 0 minus 0 is 0. But any of these other ones, you're never going to be able to do minus something from a 0. So you have to borrow and go. Ray's has the greater volume by how much? By 240 inches cubed. That was a pretty cool problem. Hope you enjoyed learning that one. I really love those types of problems. You got this today. Homework and remembering. Don't forget to check Think Central when you're done. And also, you should look at what your weekly assignments are on IXL. Talk to you later.